stuff. Jim H has got a question here about Trump and the US. He says, are there any red lines which would cause the US to stand squarely against Russia, as opposed to, as Jim puts it, the current seeming appeasement of the Putin regime? What red lines do you think could be there, if any?
Well,
tells
I know what he means.
Yeah.
That at the moment, I mean, America is offering nothing but carrots. It's all the sticks for Ukraine, all the carrots to Russia, and it's using inducements rather than pressure. Although President Trump has said that there's lots of pressures he can bring to bear, but he seems very reluctant to do that. My one sense of red line, for an American red line, would be real humiliation.
I was going to say, you mentioned this to us last week, Donald Trump feeling like he's been made a mug of.
If he felt that he was being humiliated, if he felt that the Russians were laughing at him, and the Russians are too clever to look, even though they are laughing at him, to be honest, they're too clever to do that in public, or to look as if the press are doing it. But if he felt that the Russians and the rest of the world was laughing at him, then I think that would actually trigger the response. But political red lines, there aren't really any, because he doesn't really, yes, he wants peace in Ukraine in some way, but he wants to get Ukraine out of the way, because what he wants is a partnership with Russia for completely different geopolitical reasons. And so for him, what he wants is to get some sort of deal, and however badly that leaves Ukraine, if he can get away with the deal for 2 to 3 years before it collapses, and it might be in Russia's interest to stick with some sort of deal until he's out of the White House at least while he's there, stick with it, because there are other benefits to them if they do. If that's his attitude, which I think it is, then there are no red lines insofar as they apply to Ukraine. You know, Ukraine can fall however far in terms of defeat, as long as he can have this, what looks like a deal that will last his presidency.